I'm sorry, 21B875
Case.
B152C,
Mr. Mason.
21B14015B, 20B138037B, 21B14015A. Your name?
Gregory Pugh.
Good morning, please the court, Bill and Hanscom for your review.
What is sir? Let's start with 21B87514. The charges to the orders videos from $1,929.04. He doesn't like to show up, huh?
Judge, we were here, I think it was March 17th. He had just gotten out of jail.
I pled guilty was all on restitution. Thank you. I thought I recognized him. And then I've got on 22B14145. He pled guilty. It looks like the failure to pay fines and costs, failure to submit I'm sorry. Failure to submit the weekly testing on April 7. That's count 3. With failure to submit the weekly testing is ordered on April 21. I don't see what happened on count 2. That was failure to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for benzodiazepines and opiates. Did we cover that charge?
I can't remember.
So I need a plea or dismissal or a hearing on that charge. That's count 3. Count 2, that's I still want to have a charge on that. That's pretty important. So you can get in front of Elizabeth Wiles, and then we have a failure to pay on 21B14015B, 248. Failure to pay 248 on files 52C. Then we have
Judge, I think those similar infractions that Judge Hessens, I don't know if we can deal with them with you or I'm prepared to go over to see her after we deal with the other case.
yeah, I think these go to Judge Hessen, don't they, Lisa? There's like 4 of them. I honestly can't tell what.
Yes, those are all Judge Hessen's cases.
How did they go?
Let's deal with these 2, and then you can take them. So how is he going to proceed on how? Sure. On 22B14145. Failure to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive on April 10, 23 for benzos and opiates.
Judge, he would plead no contest. He doesn't remember.
All right, no contest. That is the same effect as a guilty plea. You understand?
Yes, sir.
We plead no contest. You could, in this case, open 90 days and understand since you're absconding.
Yes, sir.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty by performance of the others. With the right question their witnesses to bring in your own, the use of superior powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you're giving up all those rights, and then there will be no hearing on that count. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge that you failed to refrain from consuming drugs, specifically benzos and opiates, on a chemical test on April 10 of 23. How do you plead?
Your Honor, no contest.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
We stipulate I can use the records of probation to establish who was guilty of that. Now, an exception for the offense of being inappropriately made thoroughly understanding. Your name?
Just going on behalf of probation.
Give you a second to review that file all you want. Mr. Haynes. I don't know what to say to him. I hope he has some.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Pugh was in custody on another charge, looks like the dates in January 10th of this year through March the 5th. During that time, he contacted court. I think he sent a letter somewhere around February 13th, and he was trying to get all of his outstanding legal affairs in order at that time. So he did about 55 days. And I think we were before this court on March 17th. He did guilty pleas to most of the, I think all but one of those, allegations violating probation. And I think the reason he put it over is there's still a restitution amount that was about $1,969. Then I think I read this morning, and in addition, he's got civil infractions with Judge Hessen. Looks like the total of that is $1,189. He has an opportunity, I think we put this over to try to work out a plan where he's gonna be able to pay that restitution. He starts a job on Thursday, he would be making $19 an hour, and he lives with his mother and won't have to pay rent. He indicates that starting June 1st, he could pay $250 a month towards getting these things paid off, which would probably get everything paid off in about 13 or 14 months.
Where have you been?
Like
I said, where have you been?
well, I was incarcerated in
For 3 months.
Yes,
Okay, you were supposed to be here, just for your information, back in May of 2023. Last I looked at a calendar, we're quarter through the first month, April of 25 here. So you haven't been here in 2 years. Why?
Your Honor, my life wasn't, I had my priorities all messed up, Your Honor.
What
I didn't
did he
have-
pick up in January that caused him to go to jail for 60 or 90 days? What should it have?
It was a charge from, maybe,
Church.
larceny, temp larceny. It was a charge from 2022,
Oh, you didn't show up on that one either.
and, I was,
Hang on, you didn't show up on that one either, right?
I did, I was on probation,
Man,
and
you hadn't shown up. You absconded on that case too, while on probation or otherwise, true or false?
true.
Okay, let's not talk a different language here. What judge were you in front of there?
I don't remember.
What court?
It was Wayne County,
Circuit?
yes.
Judges don't like this. You've been playing games with us for 2 or 3 years.
Your Honor, if I could speak, when I was incarcerated, I
You saw the light.
no, Your Honor.
Okay.
I've done what I should have done before I got incarcerated. I'm trying to get all these warrants taken care
No,
of.
you've not been trying to get these warrants done. How can you look me in the eye and tell me you've been trying to get these warrants taken care of? You're taking care of these warrants right now because you were picked up on them. Why don't you look me in the eye and tell me you're trying to do something that anybody with a brain knows that you haven't been trying to do? I mean, why would you do that? We're not courtroom here. Why would you do that? Trying to take care of the warrant. What, like we blockaded the door and wouldn't let you in for 2 years? Seriously? Is that what you're telling me? We parked the vehicles, locked the doors and stood inside and said, we're not letting you in? Is that what you're trying to tell me here?
No, Your Honor, my priorities were not in the right line at all.
Don't tell me that you were trying to take care of your warrants. Whoa, a fraud victim, $1,929.04. That was frauded back in November of 20. What do you want me to tell him? What do you want me to tell him when he comes in and asks for his restitution? You want me to say, well, he didn't show up for 2-3 years. He's got his priorities in line now. He was trying to take care of the warrants, even though he never came in here. So let's just let it go. You want me to tell him that? You think that's fair?
No, Your Honor.
I don't even. You've not paid 1 nickel toward it. You know that? Not 1 nickel. We're supposed to pay $175 bi-weekly starting September 27th of 21. So this has just been, and I'm giving you credit by saying 2 years. It's been longer than that. I mean, you drug this out as long as you could. You wanted a jury trial, you didn't go to jury because you ultimately, I think ended up pleading guilty in July of 21, and here we are. Paid $175 on October 12th of 21, and I don't believe paid $100 on February 14th of 22. Let me look at this right. Can I see the screening and police report? Did I ask you your name, actually?
Yes, you did.
And you graduated the felonies after this. Larceny in the building. And they dismissed the home invasion first. Any a building with intent, which led the larceny in the building. Two counts, one count of larceny in the building. Where's he going to work at?
The auto parts supplier,
Hallbrook.
What's the name of it?
Colbert.
Hallbrook Auto Parts with an H.
What have you done? Have you gone into treatment, inpatient treatment?
Yeah, I completed the Salvation Army.
When?
It was before my incarceration,
Since 2024.
2023, I would say. I went to.
But that didn't teach you enough to walk in here and say, hey, I got business to take care of. I don't know what I want to do with them. I mean, I can't really extend probation. How many hours you do?
8 hours minimum a day.
Here's what I'm gonna suggest, is you get another job working 8 hours. I'm giving you 2 months and putting the sentencing on 2 months. Both of these. I'm gonna expect you to come up with all this money. Before you completely understand me.
I do it.
Lisa, give me a date and a flatter body.
June 10th at 8:30.
Let's go a little later. Couple more weeks.
June 24th at 8:30.
June 24th at 8:30. So that's how you treat. You want to be 87514. I'm sorry. You said June 24th at 8:30, right, Lisa?
That's correct, yes.
Concerned about paying the restitution.
Yeah, I know I've said before that I will pay this, but this time I know the person that I will. I understand.
It's time to grow up. Holding.
Very rude.
It's time to grow up. Go down the hall, put your notice, we'll see you back here. Thank you.
There's typical files down in Judge.
Yes. Yes,
Go see him, take him down there.
yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I'm gonna see